We have a habit of looking at a shattered pane of glass or a collapsed bridge, assuming the failure began the moment the structure snapped. We look at the visible break and treat it as the starting line. But the forensic reality is far quieter. A visible fracture is the final, unavoidable confession of a long, invisible history. It is the end of a process where systemic stress accumulated entirely out of sight. Our standard analytical tools are highly effective at measuring the damage once it appears, yet they carry an inherent vulnerability. They are designed to react to the physical break rather than reading the hidden precursor state that made the break inevitable. Failure is not always the moment something breaks. Sometimes it is the moment a route can no longer afford to remain open. If we want to anticipate failure before a collapse actually occurs, we have to stop scanning for visible damage. We need to locate the invisible cost a system pays simply to maintain its current state. Preventing collapse requires shifting our perspective. We have to move our focus away from observing the breaking point and instead begin auditing the hidden cost of remaining intact. Over the course of Series 6, we mapped out the thermodynamics of reality. We explored the rules of persistence, examining how possibility, entropy, and the vacuum structure dictate what survives and what vanishes. This animated map represents the Modal Engine, the framework showing why some routes remain open while others close. But here is the limitation. It functions as a beautiful explanatory lens, yet a theoretical lens alone cannot prevent a physical system from failing. Explaining why a collapse happens is not the same as stopping it. Series 6 built the engine. Series 7 begins the audit. Understanding the mechanics of reality holds little value unless we can forge that understanding into a physical tool, something capable of actively interrogating the real world. This marks the beginning of Operational GEM. We are making a permanent shift, moving from metaphor to method, and from explanation to instrument. A theory becomes dangerous, in the good sense, when it stops only explaining the world and starts telling you where to look. This flowchart defines the route audit, our primary diagnostic instrument locating hidden failure. First, we isolate what a system tries to remain, measuring energy spent deflecting stress. Finally, we identify the exact failure threshold, the missing evidence when defense can no longer be paid for. Operational GEM takes the abstract physics of the Modal Engine and turns it into a grounded forensic checklist. It is a protocol capable of detecting structural rot long before it manifests physically. This route audit methodology applies universally to any structure attempting to maintain its state. It works whether you are evaluating a physical mix of industrial concrete, a digital AI decision gate, or the load balance of a civilizational power grid. Every single system in existence possesses a continuous, objective history. It is a record detailing exactly how it has spent energy to defend its persistence against the environment. As we move forward, there are strict boundaries. You will not hear mystical language, no demands for blind belief, and no claims of untouchable proof. We are testing a framework, not declaring a final truth. An instrument does not ask us to believe, it asks the world to answer. Our objective now is to rigorously design those tests. We will document the protocols and track the physical evidence required to make these concepts physically useful in the real world. The real world has a ledger. Now we begin building the instruments that read it. Your journey here has evolved. We are no longer passive students learning the theoretical mechanics of the universe. We are active auditors, preparing to measure its limits.